Welcome, everyone, to this glorious 5th of May, 2026 at Talented Universe on the NVB Media Network. Thank you all for coming today. I'd like to say hi to my co-host and best friend, Marcia.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, you can't hear me at all? Dominique, you said, wait a minute. Well, I think we're going to have a sound problem, everyone. So we're going to see what we can do. Marcia, do you want to? I'll do it. Marcia, you just start talking, and I'll just try to. I'll have her
Well, it's May 5th, and we just had May the 4th for you Star Wars fans, and it is bright and sunny here in Northeast Florida, where I am, and we hope to have a super fun live chat when Dominique comes back to join us. She has done so many interesting projects, and we can't wait to chat with her for real.
For real, yes.
She's trying to come back in.
She's trying to come back in. Hopefully she will, but in the meantime, we're just, keeping on going. Well, I might as well just, here she comes. Is this her coming back? Did you push the button or did she?
I did.
No, I tried to remove because that one's not working.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting for that to come back again. So hopefully she can get back in.
But he's got his background of beautiful flowers.
Yes, I've got it. And
yay!
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I was like, what happened? I just was hearing you guys.
Yeah, well, that sometimes happens. So I mean, it's always good. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and so we have our special guest today, Dominique Rose.
Hi.
Dominique, how are you doing today after we finally got you back on?
I'm fantastic now. I was like, oh no, I hope it works. But yeah, no, I'm doing great. It's a good day. I'm excited.
Live is always fun,
I know. I've never done this, so this is really cool.
Yeah, but that's what happens sometimes with live stuff. It can hiccup everyone. We have one person that comes on, and if someone accidentally falls out of the podcast, they lose sound. Yeah, they're the only one. So it's like it happens. Weird things.
I know. I was like, just keep smiling. I'll figure it out.
Yes. And I found out it was her browser. That's what it was doing. She got the browser I said not to use because it sometimes doesn't work right.
Yeah, the Safari. I did the Firefox.
Yes,
so.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and this is from Emmanuel Vita Borga. Dominique, you are truly beautiful. With all due respect, I love you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. That's so sweet. I have the greatest fans. They really are like the best. They're so sweet, very respectful. So,
that's good. That really helps.
Yes,
that really helps. But speaking of respect and all that good stuff, how did you get into acting?
Acting, yes. So I guess I started when I was 16. So it was quite some time ago.
3 years, something like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, like wait, I was like math. 14 years ago.
I didn't want you to say. I just wanted.
That's okay. Everybody knows my age from my IMDb. So.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyways, I started when I was about 16. I always loved theater. My grandmother was super into bringing us to like plays and a lot of theater shows, but I was extremely quiet when I was little, like to the point that like nobody in my class even really knew who I was. And I was very like straight A student, but my teachers always told my parents like, hey, she needs to participate more. Like she can't just like be silent. Like she needs to participate and like answer questions in class. But I was so scared. I auditioned for my middle school play. I was the only one not to get in it. It was so depressing because I just froze in the audition. Like I couldn't even speak. So they're like, well, we can't put her on stage. But sophomore year of high school, I auditioned for A Christmas Carol. And I also did horrible in the audition and could not speak. It was like shaking and holding my monologue in my hand. But the teacher like gave me a chance and I played Martha Cratchit, which is the older sister. And I just like came out of my shell, and I made so many friends there that I've like never really had a lot of friends. And I just built this whole new community and like really found myself and my confidence. And
Mhm.
then, yeah. And then I went to college for acting just kind of on a whim. Like I got into one of the best schools that they have in the US. And I was so honored. I was like, I have to go to this school. And I just got more and more confident. And kind of went from there. I went to New York City and did theater there, and then pandemic happened, so I ended up deciding to try out LA, and I've been here for 6 years about.
Oh, so
So yeah.
basically the entire pandemic then.
Yeah, I
Started.
decided to move in the pandemic, which wasn't like the best move.
Probably not. No,
I was like,
no.
it'll probably be over soon. It was like October 2020. And it
Oh,
was not, it
it
was
was
not over
not.
soon.
No.
Nope. And so I
Mm-mm.
was kind of trapped in like my own apartment by myself because I just drove across the country by myself from Connecticut to here to California. And yeah, I just was just kind of alone for like 6 months. And but then I came out of it and started working in restaurants, making friends, but didn't really start acting truly here till 2024, till the verticals kind of came around. Did little
Mhm.
things here and there, commercials, music videos, stuff like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, 2024 was like the start,
The
the end of
pivotal, the
2024 was the
pivotal.
start.
Mhm.
Yes. And I really like moved from there. And then 2025 was amazing. And yeah.
Well, that is good. So now,
Yeah.
after you did your first vertical, I usually ask this to everybody, um, and you had to tell your friends what you did, or your family, or both. What did you tell them, and what was their reaction? And did you tell them the truth,
I
or did
love that question.
you not because you didn't want to have to go and try to explain this thing to them?
Yeah, it was interesting. So, my first experience with verticals ever was I just did background for a friend. They needed some people like the next day. It was like $50. I hadn't
Hmm.
really done acting in a while, and I was like, I think it'd be good to like meet people and just get on a set and see how it
Hmm.
is. It was a werewolf vertical.
Oh, of
And
course, yes.
I was sitting there being like, I will never do these ever. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was trying not to laugh the whole time. Like, it just was crazy. And then they asked me if I could play the best friend character in the next one. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. Cause it's like everyone was super nice. And it was like so good in that regard that I was like, yeah, I'll do it again. But that was very brief, very small. I did it with Sarah Grace. I played her best friend, and it was super fun. But I feel like my first vertical was the best mistake ever with Drama Box. Ended up doing very well with Jared Harper.
Mhm.
Um, but the set was crazy. We just had a lot of chaos. We had a new director who had never done a vertical before. I
Oh,
had
that
never
doesn't
really
sound good. Yeah.
no, I had never really done one. The script was great and the people were amazing, and it wasn't even like she was bad. She just like didn't really know what she was doing. And it threw everyone through the ringer. And it was a fashion one, so I was doing extreme costume changes
Oh
and they just didn't
no.
really plan it out in the right way. So I was like crying day one. I kind of like got through the shoot and I was like, it was an amazing experience, but it was also like, I don't know if I want to do these. I'm like not sure. And I told that to my family. I was like, it was really fun and I felt really good, but I also was very stressed and I also didn't even know if I was doing a good job. So I was like, I don't know. We'll see. And I got offered one in October. So that was August, kind of went till October. And I was like, okay, I'll do it again. And then it just kind of like went from there. But yeah, telling my family about it, they're so supportive and they're so excited about anything I do. So I didn't really feel that embarrassed about telling it. The one thing, anything with intimacy, I'm not going to tell them about. But other than that, they love them. They think they're so fun. My mom loves them. She loves soap operas, so that's
Well,
kind of what
there
they
you go.
are.
That helps. Yeah. But
Yeah.
is that kind of how you explained it to them? It's a soap opera, but it's for your phone. Is that what you did? Or
That's
yeah.
exactly what I said. It's
Mhm.
like a soap opera, but it's mini episodes and you watch them on apps on your phone. And I still kind of describe them that way because they have that heightened soap opera nature to them. But I think
Even
they're more,
more.
yeah. But I think I mean, I've auditioned for a couple soap operas as well. I haven't gotten any on any, obviously, but um, sometimes I'm like, I really like the verticals because at least it's a different set and a different story every time, a different character. When you're on a
Mhm.
soap opera, it's like you're playing that character sometimes for years and years and years. And it's
Yes.
a great consistent job, but you're not like going to like all these
You're not
crazy
pushing. You're not
places.
pushing yourself either. So
Yeah, like
yeah.
there's so many crazy sets I've been to, and I've been like around the world now, and you wouldn't really get that opportunity in like a classic soap opera.
No, you would not.
Um, so I'm very thankful for them. I really love doing them personally. Yeah.
Well, that is great. And Aisha, thank you very much for the like on Facebook. And after you talking about world travel, that tells me that Marcia needs to take over right now.
Wonder why.
There you go. Good segue.
Because I've gone nowhere, but literally just over to Canada. Uh,
Hey, that's somewhere.
I'm going to jump in the back into the Wayback Machine, which I have on the my over my shoulder. The Wayback Machine, that's from an old cartoon with Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and they put a coin in this time machine. So we talked somewhat about your background, but I'm originally from New York City, so I was born and raised there.
There you
And
go.
I would love to hear um, some more about your experiences there because I love the theater, live theater,
Oh,
and it's
me
nothing
too.
like it.
Really
Tell
isn't.
me about your New York experiences. Were there some plays that you saw that you remember?
Yeah. Yeah, so like because I went to school in Connecticut for college, it's called the Hartt School, and it's in Hartford. I actually live only 30 minutes from there, so I'd commute. But once you graduate, like the natural step is to go to New York because you can kind of take the train there. My school was very much theater training. We had like one film class, but everything was very like Shakespeare or like stage plays is what I focused on in school. There was musical theater, but I did just like stage plays and Shakespeare. So yeah, a couple months after I graduated, I did a Shakespeare show in Connecticut, and then I saved up enough money and I moved to New York City by myself. So it was a little nerve wracking, but I always dreamed of living there, so it was very exciting. I lived in Queens like the whole time I was there, two different places, but always Woodside, Sunnyside area, which I loved. It was very like it was a
Mm-hmm.
little bit like more chill, and then I would go into Manhattan. I worked at a restaurant, like classic. I walked dogs and I bartended at the Broadway theaters. So I saw a lot of great shows because I would bartend and then you could kind of sneak in the back of the theater and like watch the show for free. So I worked at The
Wow,
Lion King and
cool.
Wicked, Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to think of the other ones. The Cher Show when it was on. I don't think that's on anymore, but
Nice. Mm-hmm.
yeah. But then I also worked for a theater company in New York. A couple, maybe it was about like a couple months, 6 months in, I discovered this theater company called Titan Theater Company, and they did a lot of classic plays. So Shakespeare. I auditioned for the understudy for Hamlet because Hamlet was being played by a girl. So, and I got to the final two with this other girl. They ended up picking the other girl for Hamlet. So they offered me the understudy for Ophelia. So, and I got to go on a couple times, which was really cool.
Oh, that's a
And then I
good
ended up
role.
working. Yeah. Oh my God. It was incredible. And the woman, her name's Laura Menzi, who played Ophelia, is incredible. And it was so nice of her to give me that opportunity because I was like 22 at the time um, to like let me go on. And I ended up working with that company for I think 3 or 4 more shows, and became like a member of that company. So that was
Oh,
really cool. So
that's
I
great.
really like New York in a lot of ways. The
Mm-hmm.
pace is more my pace because I'm from the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really even mind the weather that much, to be honest. I like the seasons. But I think I just wanted to try out LA, and my sister was living in California at the time. And after the pandemic and I had to move out of New York, I was like, do I go back? Do I not? And I just decided to take the chance and go to California. But I do miss it. I'll
Yeah.
sometimes I'll go back and audition for some like Broadway shows or some stuff like that. But
And
I
you've
miss
got
it.
tons of time ahead of you to make a foray back, a trip back to New York and the stage.
Oh yeah.
You've got tons of
Oh, yeah.
tons of
And
time
also I
ahead.
feel like what happens or my experience is like not necessarily musicals, but more like the like straight plays or Shakespeare, they'll bring back like famous film actors to play the roles. So I feel like it's more the other way. Like you gotta like make it in some sort of film or TV first, and
And
then you come
then
back and do the play
yeah, they what
for
they call
less money.
stunt casting kind of. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it is less money to do theater over film, which is another reason I was like, it's harder to make a career in like at least straight plays, you know. But yeah, I'm Actors Equity still, and I'll audition for stuff here every once in a while. Um,
hmm
but yeah, I've been doing
With
more film.
with the transition from theater where you get to rehearse, it's all the rehearsal is the meat of creating a stage production. But in verticals, it's very different. So how was that transition for you?
Yeah, it really was like verticals, and I say this a lot as well, like it was kind of my school for film and TV because the pace is so different. Like I was used to doing plays where you have a month of rehearsal, usually, at least, maybe 3 weeks, but usually it's like a month and it's every day. And you're going through every scene and you're learning lines that way. And it gets in your brain. And then you're just like ready to do this like 3.5 hour show. But verticals, it's like you come in, you might have got the script. I've gotten the script sometimes like 2 days before. I've gotten casted 2 days before I've
Mm,
done one.
yeah.
So you're kind of just looking at it and you're like, okay, we're about to do 26 pages today. I'm just going to have to look at the scene and then just do it. So it definitely took some time to like get all those words down and get comfortable with that. And also kind of letting go I am such a like a perfectionist. I'm a Virgo. Um,
Got it.
I, you like, I want to like get everything correct, but I think I've learned to let that go in film and especially the verticals because you get one or two takes and that's what it is. And you just got to like go for it, give it your best and, hope that shows. And I think most of the time when I watch back my work, I feel pretty proud of it because I know I've like put my all into it. And yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by the results because sometimes I'm like, oh, that scene wasn't how I wanted it to be. And then I'll watch it and I'm like, oh, you know what? I like that. I'm proud of myself for that. So,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
definitely different. And I've definitely gotten more used to it more and more as time's gone on.
Mhm.
So
When you get your script, what's the first thing that you do?
definitely read it. I'm definitely a big
The whole
proponent of
thing?
the whole thing. I want to, even before I sign the contract, I want to read the whole script and make sure I'm okay with all the material and the context and, that I'm not doing anything I'm uncomfortable with. So that's very important to me before I sign anything.
Mhm,
And I try to read it probably 3 times before we start filming. So I have a good idea of the story and I kind of map it out as well. So I'll like I'll take a piece of paper and I'll go through like, this is what happens throughout the story. This is like the path of the character and like the moments she has and like what happened before. So when I'm on set and we're jumping around different scenes, I'm like, okay, well, this happens before this happens. So her mindset is here. She doesn't know that this happened yet. I like
mhm.
doing that.
Keep
And
track.
yes, yeah, because it's a lot. It's definitely a lot when you're going so fast and
Mhm,
you know, I just want to be prepared and make the
mhm,
story flow in a
mhm,
logical way, even though sometimes these can be very not logical at all. But I like to make sense of it as just an actor.
mhm.
I also write like diary entries for my character, like in the
Ah,
voice of the character. So I like doing that. I've always done that as I literally actually have notebook right here that my high school English teacher gave me, and I still write
Oh.
notes in there. So she's there if she's
Wow, so
watching.
someday we'll, so you'll go back and you'll see you'll have a lot to read about and remember.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, a little piece
Well,
of my characters are always kind of there with me.
and I also like that you actually use a pen and paper because a lot.
Yes. Absolutely.
So you talked about your first lead role, and how many I think you've done maybe almost 20
Yeah, I
verticals.
think I've done 21 and I'm about to start my 22nd the 11th. So I'm excited for that one too. Should be
When
fun.
when we started doing getting vertical guests and actors, the body of work and the amount of work is stunning.
It's
How do you keep track of all that?
yeah, it's such a like to me, I'm like, it's such a blessing. Like I love working. I hate kind of like sitting around. I'm just a very much a go, go, go person. So to be working as a full-time actress is like such I don't know, it's just such a blessing. It's such an honor to be able to say that I can do that. So I don't mind a lot of work. I kind of prefer it to just keep my mind busy. But yeah, you wouldn't think because most actors before verticals, you're lucky to get like 5 auditions sometimes a year. And that's just auditions. That's not even booking.
Hmm.
So to say that I'm on a project, like last year I did 13. So
Wow,
that's more than one a month. Is
Yeah.
it's just so and like
incredible.
who gets to say that, like you can't like I would never have thought that I would be this would be like my life. And I quit my serving job at the beginning of
Yay.
around this time last year. So I'm like, this
Well,
is
there goes my
incredible.
question. Yeah. Mhm.
Sorry. Yeah. But serving, I was a big part of my life. I did that for about 11 or 12 years, different
Mhm.
jobs, obviously, in Connecticut, New York, here in LA. Um, but yeah, I don't know if I'll ever have to go back. You never know how things change. I definitely have the experience to go back, but I'm enjoying this time where I get to focus more on myself and what I
Mhm.
really want to do.
Mhm. Okay, Michael, I think you got a little activity in the.
Yeah, I got a little activity, so let us go and
Okay.
throw up some of the statements. And here's one from Carla Sarmiento. Hi, Dominique. How are you feeling after winning Best Supporting Actress at the Vertical Drama
Congratulations.
Love Awards?
Yeah.
Yes, we saw that.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. To answer your question, I feel great. It's really like a cool opportunity. I was definitely shocked if you were watching it live. I genuinely did not think I was gonna win. I was up against so many like wonderful actresses that have all done so well. And yeah, and I usually play like more the leading character, but I work with this company a lot. They're called Bad Larry. They're amazing. They asked me to play a best friend character at the beginning of last year. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Make a little extra money.
Mm-hmm.
She seems like a fun character. And I guess it just resonated with a lot of people. And I mean, understandably, she stands up for her friends and she comes up with all these like cool, like schemes and plots to save
Mhm.
Uncle Richard. And I don't
Mhm.
know, like, she like slaps people, throws water on people. Like, she's really cool. And I was so honored that like people saw that and people see me and voted for me. And um, yeah, I was very much in shock. I was sitting next to my one of my best friends, Mary Foster, who also does a lot of verticals, and she was also nominated.
Yes.
And we both were just like, "What if we win?" Like, I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I didn't prepare anything. We were
Famous
just
last
joke.
words. Yeah. Mhm.
I saw
Yeah,
your little
I know.
Instagram thing where you were chasing each other around.
We made a whole thing. We don't really fight. Like literally, she's one of my best friends. But we loved that. She came up kind of with that idea. She's like, what if we like pretended to fight? So we did a couple videos like leading up
That was
to
fun.
yeah, super fun. She actually really did like knock. I did not expect to fall that much. So that was a genuine reaction on my part. But yeah, we were like holding each other's hands, like, oh my God, it's gonna be us. But we were just kind of joking, like, and then all of a sudden we hear my name and she starts screaming. Like she immediately was supportive. Like, I don't think there was any jealousy or anything between us. Like we both are so supportive of each other. And I think a lot of people are like that in this community, which I'm grateful for. I don't see a lot of like animosity or jealousy. I don't know, I feel like people are genuinely happy for each other, at least the people I've interacted with along the way. It's beautiful. It's really nice. But yeah, winning the award was so great. I have it up in my um, living room right now. So
Well, that is cool.
Polish it
Yeah.
every day.
yeah, I'm gonna have to. Actually, ironically, I am getting 2 little kittens on Thursday, which I'm very excited
Uh-oh.
about. So I'm gonna probably have to put the award away, to be honest, because we don't want
Probably,
them knocking
yes.
it over.
That would
So I'll
not be
keep it up
fun.
for now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm.
Okay, and Aisha has a world travel question for you. Have you ever been to Japan? And if not, would you like to go?
I would love to go. I've been really wanting to. So last year, I had the opportunity to go to China and I was there about a month and a half, which was crazy. Did 3 projects,
Mhm.
which was probably too much, but super fun.
That's
But
a
my
lot in
plan,
6 weeks. That really is.
no, I mean, I would only have like maybe a couple days off. And I
Yeah.
did 2 in Xi'an and then 1 in Shanghai. And how it worked was I wrapped my one in Xi'an at 2:30 in the morning, went back to my hotel, packed my stuff, left my hotel around 4:30, went to the airport, got on a 2.5 hour flight to Shanghai, landed, put my stuff in the hotel room, and then went straight to the fitting read through.
Oh my.
So I slept on the plane. That was the only time I slept, was the 2.5 hours. And so it was a little much on me. But I wouldn't trade it. It was such a cool experience. But yeah, to go back to the Japan question, I was really wanting to go when I was there because the flight wouldn't have been so long.
Oh yeah,
Um,
much shorter. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, but I was a little nervous just going by myself to Japan, and I ended up going with a girl I met on my third project, Chloe, and we ended up going to Beijing instead and just seeing. We were like, it's a little bit more of a like a shorter distance, a more like reasonable distance to
Hmm.
go just see the Great Wall and see the sights there. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping to go back to China and hopefully go to Japan. I would love to. I heard it's incredible. I've only heard amazing things about Japan, so
Mhm.
would love to go.
Mm. And let's see, Emmanuel. I'm going to throw this up anyway. Just it's kind of fun. Dominique, when you come to Chile, I will be your guide. Greetings from Chile. So
Oh wow, from Chile. I've like never like really met anybody like or a fan. I didn't even know. It's crazy like how many fans there around the
around the
world. But yeah,
world,
I'll take you
around
up
the
on it.
world. No, it is. It has been interesting when, like I said before we went on air, that sometimes in the chat room they use translators and they don't always work. So I know of some fans that have been from all over the world, and it is amazing. And some of the
Yeah.
guests that didn't know that, they're kind of shocked when they go, "What? They're from where?" You know,
Mhm.
and like they've even chatted with them online, and they didn't realize where they were from.
Yeah, yeah, it's insane. And for the majority, I have a lot of fans that are from India, which I wanted to shout
Yeah.
out all my fans in India
Hmm.
because I've heard they just really love my dramas, especially Mafia's Captive Bride, and I'm just
Mafia,
so
yes.
appreciative of everyone there and everyone everywhere. It's just insane. It's insane to think about.
Okay, let me do this last question. I'm going to go back to Marcia for her closing questions.
Okay.
Um, Carla asked, "What is a vertical genre that you want to put your feet in?"
Ah, man. I've been talking to some people, and I feel like it's a it's something that's talked about a lot in the vertical community with the actors and production. Like, I feel like people would love to see a horror vertical, and I would love to be in one, like something with a lot of action, a lot of like scares and or gore. Like, I just feel like it'd be so different. That would be a very cool one to like, yeah, dip my feet in.
Well, there you go. Yeah, we've had a couple of other people say the same thing on air. So as I
Yeah.
promised, I'm going to keep my promise to Marsha. Marsha, there you go.
Well, I'm a little intrigued with your last answer, so I'm thinking you might have watched a little bit of horror and gore. And what have you liked, especially or seen?
It's so funny because when I was young, I hated stuff like that. Like, I would not step foot in a haunted house. Like, I would not watch a scary show or movie. I think it started turning when I got into like crime shows, like Criminal Minds was one of my favorite shows. My biggest celebrity crush is Matthew Gay Gubler. If he's out there, he's probably not out here, but
Never
I'll throw it
know.
out there.
Never know.
You never know. You never know. But yeah, I think I got more and more into it. And I just think it would be, as an actor, I think it'd be really fun to be in. Recently, I've been watching this new show. I believe it's on Apple TV called Widow's Bay. I highly recommend it. If it's really, really spooky. Like, I was getting kind of freaked out, and it has those kind of like jump scare elements. But I think it'd be cool to be like the final girl in a horror movie. Or the first girl to get killed. I think I would want to be either one. Do the big scream. You're just there for like 5 minutes, done.
Memorable.
So you've
right?
been practicing your
Memorable,
screams.
yeah. Like,
That's
what's
awesome.
Drew Barrymore, right?
Mhm.
Do one of those.
And kind of continuing on what you might want to see, I what about westerns? I could see you in a western or a period piece.
I would love to do that too. I think especially like period style, coming from like a Shakespeare background. I think that could be super fun to like have a
Mm-hmm.
certain kind of dress. Actually, I mean, to throw it out there, I just came back from Turkey. I did a shoot last month, which was incredible. Turkey was beautiful. The production company, Palm Film, is amazing. And we did a vertical that was like, it was about a maid and had all these elements. And I asked them, I was like, was this supposed to be like a period piece? And they're like, yeah, but we changed it last minute. And I was like, oh,
Darn.
that would have been so fun. But it still was wonderful. I'm really excited for people to see that one. It's called Embrace right now on Drama Pops, but it's hasn't come out yet. The title might change. They usually do.
They usually do. Yeah.
And then we're seeing more fantasy as well, more of the
That'd be cool.
fantastic world, and looking at worlds that you may not have approached yet. One of my favorite questions is to talk about reality shows. There are so many: the cooking and the dancing and the quiz shows and
Mhm.
the sewing and the crime shows. If you had to choose a reality show in which you were a competitor or a participant, what do you think it might be?
Oh my God. It's so fun. I wouldn't want to be a contestant on this. And like, I'm very happy in my relationship. But I've been watching Love Island Australia recently. And that's just like a guilty pleasure. It's like something good to put on the background, but it's just
Oh, yeah.
crazy. I don't think I'd ever even want to be on that show because it's intense. But man, I don't know. I think it'd be a cool challenge. I don't know how good I would be at it, but I'll watch Survivor sometimes, and I think that could also be a very interesting show. I get very into it. I'll watch it with my family and my boyfriend and my friends, and we all really love it. So I think that could be quite the challenge for me. I don't know how well I would do on it, but it'd be cool to challenge myself. So
There
that's the
you
first one that
go.
comes to mind.
Well, I like Survivor too. I've watched it for years, and
Yeah.
it looks like a challenge for sure.
Yes, yes.
But
Especially the
then
first seasons, there was a lot more like
oh my
survival
gosh, yes.
elements. They were really going through it in those first couple
hmm
seasons.
So you have been a long time watcher then.
Yeah, I've jumped around. My yeah, I'm like very, like I've just kind of gone like through. I think I watched season 7 like first, and I've just kind of jumped around to
Jumped
different
around.
seasons. I haven't watched a lot of the newer seasons as much. More like in the very early like first season, or like maybe in the 20s, 30, but I think it's 50 right now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Yes. Yes. Well, that's cool. And what would you say is your current personal style? What is Dominique's clothing style?
A
What do
clo-
you really go for?
I'm trying to like, I don't know. It's ironic because I usually play like the sweet like ingenue-ish characters, and when I like do auditions, I'm like dressing more like that. But if I'm like going out with my friends, I wear a lot of like black and like dark clothing, and like I guess more like edgy, I guess. Yeah, like a lot of jewelry and
Mhm.
yeah, boots and
Mhm.
that kind of stuff is more my style. But I
Okay.
really go back and forth. I also wear a lot of like kind of like skatery, surfery clothes. I'm not a skater. I'm a surfer, but kind of like that style, like relaxed, casual, comfy.
Okay. And lastly, and Michael's probably going to bring this up, is there something you can tell us about that is upcoming that won't get you into trouble for releasing information that we can't have yet? But what should we look
Okay.
for?
Yes. So I don't know exactly when it's coming out, but it's going to be very soon. It's going to be on Kalos TV, and Shortswave and mini shorts, but it also potentially I've heard is going to be on Drama Box. The title changed. I'm trying to remember the new title, but it
They
was
do
called Billionaire
change.
Crush. Yeah, it was originally called Billionaire Crushed My Hands, Now He's Begging. Uh, but it was such a fun vertical to shoot. Our director Miguel he's so funny, and the script was very insane, and it was girl gets beat up, kind of vertical, and he was just like, let's take a different spin on it. Like, let's lean into it being so over the top and so ridiculous that it's almost, there's some funny. I'm the lead character in it, so my character has some funny moments, but mostly pretty serious for my character. But the villains, every scene I couldn't stop laughing. Like, it was really hard to get through scenes because they were hilarious. Marvel and Elizabeth were the two main villains, and the two of them together, like, so I'm really excited to see the final edit and see if they went with the more funny route or if they went with the more serious route. I don't really know yet. So it'll be a surprise for me, but keep a watch out for that. It should be out very soon.
Okay.
And then the one I did in Turkey, Embrace, on Drama Pops. I'm super excited for that. It was with Richard Trotter. Allison Hammersley was the director. And we had like a great cast and really fun. And it was super sweet and romantic, which I really loved. It wasn't like grotesque in any way. It was like super, like, yeah, just like super romantic, in love, two characters. And I feel like we all did a really good job with it. Everybody
Okay.
gave a killer performance. So
Definitely look for that. We had Richard on Trot on the show months ago, and so actually we'd love to have him back too. So, and we'd also like to have you back. So maybe.
oh my god, of course. I would love to come back. I'm sorry I've been like chatting about everything, but yeah,
No,
I just
that's
have so much
great.
doing all these verticals. I feel like I just have so much more insight on this industry than I ever thought I would. So, but yeah, Richard's amazing. He was a great scene partner to have. He's a really great actor and very sweet. So,
And a good baseball fan. So.
oh my God, yeah, I played softball growing up, so we did talk about baseball a good amount. So, yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, well, and as she said, we would love to have you back again. So glad you could come.
Yes.
And I mean, I don't know what else to say in that regard, but it's. But you said she said what I was going to say. You were right. I was going to say, is there anything else you want to talk about? But I think we'll just close with that. And
Yeah.
people in the
Thank you, Bob.
live audience, thank you for coming. Thank you those that did say something. We still had a lot of people that were quiet. If you were at work and had to be,
Yeah.
being quiet, we understand. But please, please do come back. Look at our webpage with all the other people we have got coming on. We've got 2 vertical actors coming on Friday, and we are excited about that. And I will just say that as soon as I get scroll onto my thing, Zane Claudio will be with us, and Devin Reeve. He's kind of more of a he's got his own production company, et cetera, et cetera. So, but that will be fun. That will be fun. But so everyone out there, thank you all for coming.
Thank you, everybody.
We will
Thank
see
you
you
all.
again next time. Bye bye.